Ethiopia is drawing up a lot of tension in northeastern Africa. It is the source of the Blue Nile River, which runs through Egypt, Sudan, and of course into Ethiopia. Notice the red spot, the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. It is now the largest dam in all of Africa, and it is expected to be the largest source of hydroelectric power on the continent as well. Expected to produce 6,450 megawatts at any given time, which is more than double Ethiopia's current output. Ethiopia can become a net energy exporter, which would be a tremendous boost for its economy of 120 million people. The big problem is that this dam will limit the water supply of both Egypt and Sudan, which are heavily dependent on the flows of the Nile to maintain agriculture. The greatest uproar is by far from Egypt, which is also the most powerful military in all of Africa. Egypt's former Minister of Irrigation and Water Resources, Mohammed Nasser Alam, has said that the Ethiopian filling of the dam would be disastrous for Egypt, especially if it coincided with the Nile's dry season. In order for the dam to store up water, it has to fill, and each time the dam fills, the water supply in both Egypt and Sudan are lessened. A paper published by Stephanie Martinovic has said that Egypt could face extreme water scarcity within this decade due to its growing population and also its economy. The blue dashed line is the expected water demand for the nation of Egypt. The solid black line is available inflow, which, as you can see, will not match that demand. What makes matters even worse is that once water stops moving, like in a dam, it starts to evaporate. The term is called evaporative water loss, and it's been increasing for lakes, reservoirs, and any other large basins for holding water. Not only will Ethiopia get a tremendous economic boost from its power generation, but it also gets a tremendous amount of leverage over both Sudan and Egypt. Things have gotten so intense between the two countries that Ethiopia's Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has said that they are ready to fight off Egypt missile attacks from the dam. The countries have had meeting after meeting without any real resolution to this conflict. In fact, it looks like things are just getting worse. The tragedy about all this is that influences from both the East and the West outside the African continent can use this conflict to make things worse and, of course, prevent the formation of a strong African Union. The conflict in the Amhara region in Ethiopia is bordering on civil war, and there is a full-on civil war going on in Sudan. While Egypt is not in the midst of a civil war, they are still going through a lot of economic hardships and repression under authoritarian rule, and that just makes the resources in each of these three countries much easier for more powerful entities to exploit. And now there is a seesaw, which can make matters between these three countries either better or much, much worse, as Ethiopia has chosen to float its own currency, meaning they're not going to peg their dollar to the US dollar or a basket of other currencies. They are letting the foreign exchange market determine what the value of it should be. If it works, then great. Ethiopia may be able to achieve its long sought after price stability. But if it doesn't, then inflation can get out of control and they watch the value of their currency plummet. Now here's a question for you guys. In 5 to 10 years, do you think Ethiopia and Egypt can come to terms in a manner that doesn't involve violent conflict? My name is the Geo Husar, and I hope you got something out of this post. Thanks for watching.